Hey everyone, and welcome. So, prediction markets are just blowing up right now, right? But what if the one thing that's supposed to make them trustworthy, total transparency, is actually their greatest weakness? Today, we're going to get into a huge evolution in these markets that could honestly change the entire game.
Just think about that for a minute. In a space where every single move you make is public, how valuable is your genius strategy if anyone can just come along, copy it, or even worse, use it to trade against you? That's the big question we're tackling today. Look, there's no doubt these markets are incredibly popular. People love trading on what's going to happen next. But the way they're built on this idea of radical transparency, well, it creates some pretty serious risks for anyone trying to trade with a real strategy, with an edge. All right, let's really dig into this, because it feels a little backwards at first. I mean, we're always told that in finance, transparency is king, right? It builds trust. Well, it turns out that when it comes to your actual trading strategy, seeing everything can be a massive, massive problem. On one side of the coin, you've got trust. Transparency means you can check the books and you know the game isn't rigged. That's great. But the flip side is that same transparency opens the door for all sorts of nasty stuff: spying, manipulation, and something called front-running. And for any serious trader, those are total deal breakers.
And this really breaks down the dangers perfectly. Imagine you're a whale, right? A trader with a ton of money. You spot a smaller trader making a bunch of really smart moves. Because everything's public, you can not only copy their strategy, but you can use your giant wallet to move the odds against them. Or you can get a bot to jump in and place a trade milliseconds before they do, literally stealing their profit. Your competitive edge? Poof, gone in an instant.
So how in the world do you fix a problem that's literally baked into the foundation of the whole system? Well, you bring in a totally new kind of technology, running on a brand new platform that was built from the ground up to solve this exact challenge. And here is that solution. It's called Bodega Market, and it's being built on Midnight, which is a new privacy-focused partner chain for Cardano. The idea here isn't just about hiding everything. It's about being smart and selective about what you show and what you keep secret. The secret sauce that makes all of this work is a technology called Zero Knowledge Proofs, or ZK proofs for short. The best way to think about it is like this. You can prove to someone you have the key to a house without ever actually showing them the key. In the same way, you can prove to the network that your bet is valid, that you've got the funds, and that you won, all without revealing who you are, what you bet on, or how much money was involved. It's proof without revealing a single secret. And this quote from the team just sums it up perfectly. They call this rational privacy. See, it's not about being totally anonymous and shady. It's about hiding the sensitive stuff, your strategy, while still giving mathematical proof that everything happening on chain is legit and correct. You get the trust and the privacy, the best of both worlds. Okay, so that's the high-level theory. But how does a private trade actually play out in the real world? Well, it boils down to this really elegant three-step process.
So first up, step 1, private position placement. Let's say you're placing a bet. When you do that, your identity, what you bet on, and how much you put down are all kept hidden. The only thing the public blockchain sees is a ZK proof that just says, hey, a valid bet was made. No details get leaked. None. Next, you have step 2, the ZK market maker. In a normal market, those big money whales can see exactly where the money is and target it. Not here. The market's internal logic and balances are all hidden. Only a proof that everything was updated fairly gets posted on chain, keeping everything safe from manipulation. And finally, step 3, private resolution and payouts. A trusted data source, an oracle, submits a ZK proof with the final outcome. The system then automatically verifies the winners and pays them out, all completely privately. Nobody on the outside has any idea who won or how much they made.
And the most exciting part of all this? This isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. The team at Bodega already successfully launched their first private market on the test network late last year. The tech is here, and it's already working.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. This is all really cool tech, but what does it actually mean for the future of trading? Why does this matter so much? Well, for traders, the benefits are just crystal clear. It fixes every single problem we talked about at the beginning. No more spying. Your secret sauce stays secret. No more manipulation, because whales can't see your positions. And no more front-running. Plus, and this is really clever, it's also friendly for regulators, because you can choose to reveal your trading data to an auditor if you need to, without ever having to show it to the whole world. And this is where it gets really, really exciting. The biggest thing holding back big institutional money, we're talking hedge funds, family offices, the major players, has been this lack of privacy. They just can't work in an environment where their every single move is public knowledge. This kind of rational privacy might just be the key that finally unlocks the floodgates for them to come into DeFi in a huge way. Of course, if you're invested in this ecosystem, you're probably asking a very important question. What's in it for me? What does all this mean for the value of the Bodega token? Well, the model is actually really simple and really powerful. Any fees that get generated from these private markets on midnight, they get split right down the middle, 50-50. Half goes to the people creating the markets, and the other half goes directly to people who are staking the Bodega token. The thinking is, as these private markets take off, the staking rewards are going to see a major boost. So we'll end on this thought. We've seen the problem, we've seen the incredible technology built to solve it, and we've seen the massive potential. Fusing the trust of the blockchain with the privacy needed for serious, high-stakes finance, it could be a truly monumental leap forward. The question isn't if this is possible anymore, but just how big the shockwave will be when it goes mainstream. Thanks for watching.